Hey everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be checking out some brand new webcams, this time from OBSBOT. We've got the Meet 2 and Tiny 2 Lite here in for review, and we will be trying these guys out, see how they perform, and doing some really cool comparisons with some popular webcams. So I'd say stay tuned and I'll see you right after the intro. Let's kick things off with an unboxing. First of all, we've got our Meet 2 camera that comes in fun colors. We've got the Space Gray edition, and we've got our Tiny 2 Lite, which we'll also check out just in a second. Starting things off with our Meet 2, we're greeted with an instruction and warranty guide, as well as a little magnetic monitor clip and stand that we can use to mount the camera later on. Then we have the camera itself, which honestly this thing is absolutely tiny, and build quality it looks phenomenal. On the back we've got a USB Type-C port, and on the front we have the nice lens. Furthermore, what's included is USB A to C adapter, as well as a nice pretty long USB-C cable. Taking a little look into the box, we have the OBSBOT lens cover that then will act as a little privacy shield that also attaches magnetically, which I think is a super nice detail. Then, taking a look at our Tiny 2 Lite, we have a quite big box because this camera is significantly bigger and aimed for more pro users. Same, we have our user manual and warranty guide, and we are greeted directly with the camera. What's different is that this one has the base built in, so no magnetic clips. And we also have the gimbal, which is really cool for some AI tracking features that we'll try out later. We've also got the little accessory box that includes the same USB Type A to C adapter, as well as the USB-C cable. Now let's just do a little bit of a lens cover peel, and then there we go. We have our cameras and can set them up. And taking a quick look at both of the cameras, we've got the OBSBOT Tiny 2 Lite, which is of course our gimbal camera. It's got a built-in stand and also tripod mount, which is pretty nice. And on the back we also find our USB Type-C input. And taking another look at our Meet 2, this is a more simplified camera without the gimbal. What's nice about it is that it has this magnetic stand, so we've both got the tripod mount and also monitor mount built into the magnetic stand, and for the privacy we've got this little privacy shield cover that also magnetizes onto the camera. Alright, and what we're not allowed to forget is, of course, do come with software. So let's just go to the website that's also linked on the QR code inside the box. And from here we can find our camera. So we've got our Tiny 2 Lite, so let's just select this guy here. Alright, we've got a little bit of an install guide, so let's just go ahead, install this guy here, and we will check out how the software is. And we're immediately greeted with two selections. So we've got our Lite mode and the Pro mode. And I would say let's just try out the Lite mode right now, because I think with these cameras we want the most simplicity. And what's pretty cool is we're already greeted with how we want our video to look. I think we'll go with 16:9, which is landscape, essentially because we're filming a YouTube video. If you're, for example, recording TikToks or shorts, I think portrait mode would be perfect for that case. So let's just go with landscape. And AI gameplay, we've got gesture control, so to turn on and off tracking. And actually this is pretty cool. It gives you a little bit of a video of how the video feature works. So we've got our tracking, we've got our zoom, if we show a little bit of an L, and if we show a double L, we get dynamic zoom. So let's, I think, give that all a try. So I will leave this window open here, and I think we can, basically just try that out right now. So here I've got the setup with my OBS recording half of me, and I've got the OBSBOT on the top of my monitor. So I think let's just raise our hand and see if it will start tracking. And yes, so on the OBSBOT, the light has now become blue, indicating it's tracking. So if I move around, yes, we are tracked around the room. So that's really cool if you're streaming, and it's a bit more dynamic. You get a really cool and nice dynamic video without having like this static webcam effect. What's also pretty cool is that you have inside of the software this little joystick, so you can adjust basically, what to show, where to go, and it's, that is phenomenal. I love it. Let's give the dynamic zoom a little feature, so we'll have to do 2 times the finger like this, and we can then zoom in. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, so we've got that. We've also got some options, how fast and slow basically our panning should be. So medium is pretty slow and smooth. We've also got slow, which is even slower, and then fast, which I think is the mode that I would prefer how it looks. Great, so now we can reset that, and I think now let's take a look at our Tiny 2 Lite. So we've also got our Meet 2, which we've got connected here, so I think let me just switch that up in OBS and swap over to that camera. Alright, and now we're on the Meet 2, which is the video feed that you're seeing right now, and basically in here we have a similar control center. So we've also got our adjustment joystick. However, because the camera isn't mounted on the gimbal, what we'll need to do is zoom in our video a little bit, and we've got the zoom, and we can then use the pan feature to pan around in our zoomed in area. So that's pretty nice for reframing your shot. For example, if you want to zoom in on something more specific when you're showing something and then change where you're pointing. Alright, and here's the comparison of our Insta360 Link 2C and the OBSBOT Meet 2. And yes, as you can see, we've got both of the videos side by side, so you can get a feeling of the video quality. Both of these cameras are set to 4K and in their auto mode, so I am just leaving the camera decide what is the best picture quality in the given scenario. I've got my Elgato key light turned on right now to get an example of how it looks in a more studio-like setting. So for example, if you're streaming or you have a bit more of a gaming setup or video conferencing setup, this is the video quality that you can expect from these cameras. And yes, as you can see, just checking the quality right now, I can definitely tell that on the OBSBOT the quality does look really nice. It has very natural looking colors. I feel it's much more true to life in a way, whereas the Link 2C, it's a little bit more washed out. It looks slightly sharper, but I think the washed out look kind of mitigates that again. And I'd say in our next test, let's try out and see how the autofocus performs. Alright, and here we have the box of our Meet 2. And as you can see, autofocus on both of these cameras is pretty fast. So if I hold this up closer, you can see how the autofocus reacts. So if I hold it up to the Meet 2, that's pretty fast. Same with the Link 2C. And back again. So yes, let's give that a little bit of a full screen view so you can get a little bit of a feeling how that looks. Alright, and here we've got the Meet 2, and let's just do another autofocus test. So here I am holding up the box to our Meet 2, and as you can see, it pulls focus immediately and it pulls focus back again when I remove the box. So let's do that one more time. Quite a nice close-up shot. You can see you get some very nice depth of field going on here with our Meet 2, and if I remove it again, focus pulls back immediately without doing any strange focus hunting. You can see here on the back, text is very nicely visible, it's very clear, and yeah, back again to me, it is immediately focused. So I really do like how the autofocus performs on our Meet 2 from OBSBOT. Alright, and next up would be a low light test of both of these cameras. So we're again back on the Insta360 Link 2C and the OBSBOT Meet 2. And yes, as you can see, this is how low light would look. So right now I have a scenario where I have completely dimmed the front of my windows. So I've turned down the shutters so they're all the way down. And we have a very dark and backlit scene, so I've got still some natural light coming in from behind, so giving me some backlight so you can get a little bit of a feeling of what colors you can expect with. Let's do another test of the autofocus also in this low light scenario. So as you can see here, we've got the box, and here on the OBSBOT, yeah, you can actually tell it's quite nice that there's not as much grain. The video looks a bit clearer, which is I think preferable in this case. Just holding it here to our Insta360 Link 2C, back to the OBSBOT, back to the Insta. OBSBOT. I'm really impressed with the autofocus still. Even in low light, it does a very good job, and I think the quality looks just that tiny bit better on our OBSBOT in this case, as there is not as much grain or ISO noise. Alright, and now we've got a little bit of a different setup. I have got the Insta Link 2 and the OBSBOT Tiny 2 Lite, and these are both our gimbal cameras, so I thought why not change it up a bit. I'm here now on a standing desk setup, and yeah, we can already try out the AI tracking mode, which I've got enabled on both of these cameras. So if I start moving around here a little bit, yeah, we can get a little bit of an idea how these cameras are tracking us. So yeah, walking around here, we can see how smooth the gimbal pan is. So yeah, I think both of these cameras do actually a pretty nice job. So if I'm walking around presenting something, it's pretty nice. Let's just pick up here the box of our OBSBOT Tiny 2 Lite. And yeah, walking around here in the room, we can see both of these cameras do a pretty nice job of our AI tracking mode. I do like on the OBSBOT how smooth the video looks. We set this earlier to be, I think, one of the fastest modes of panning. So walking around here, it keeps actually a pretty good track of where I am in the room. So yes, I actually do quite like how that looks. This is, yeah, overall a very smooth and nice and refined pan and tilt experience. And yeah, once again, I think both of these video qualities do look very good. I think actually the Link 2 and the OBSBOT Tiny 2 Lite, they come very close. I think both of the qualities look extremely good, especially compared to the 2C. I think both of these cameras do quite a nice and a bit better job at the video quality. Once again, on the OBSBOT, we've got a little bit more natural colors, which I personally prefer a lot. I think especially here with our key light, which is turned on, it does look very nice with the video quality and the natural colors and the lighting. I think it does a very good job of capturing that. Alright, and now I would say let's just try out a little bit of an autofocus comparison test. So we've got our Tiny 2 Lite box here, and if I just hold this onto the front of the camera, I'm not sure what the OBSBOT exactly is doing. It seems to try to want to focus onto the box and pan onto it. So when I've got the AI mode enabled, it seems to like to pan a little bit onto the box, which I find is interesting. Why it is going down here, I am not sure. And as soon as I remove the box, it's back to normal. So if I do my hand gesture here to disable the AI tracking, so walk around, it's not tracking me anymore. Let's see what it does if I hold the box now. And yeah, autofocus quality looks excellent on both of these cameras. Once again, we can see here we've got very clear detail on both of these. So if I hold up here, for example, the back with some text, get a little bit of an idea how the quality looks. Background, we've got both cameras, very nice bokeh. I really do love how the OBSBOT actually captures the bokeh. It looks very smooth and satisfying. And yeah, autofocus is excellent on both of these cameras. So if you want something to present something, I think you will do an excellent choice with either the OBSBOT or the Link 2. So we've got, again here one more time, autofocus. Yeah, I think that is absolutely brilliant. If I turn on the AI tracking mode again, so you do our gesture. Actually, this is interesting. It works on both the Link 2 and the OBSBOT Tiny 2 Lite. So if I walk around, we're tracked again, and yeah, overall I love it. Let's just do one more try with the box here. So we've got our box, it focuses. Okay, actually yeah, both of these do quite a nice job of, yeah, keeping me in frame and focusing. So yeah, I really do like it, and I'd say let's go on and try our low light test. And welcome to the low light test. So we've got the AI tracking mode turned on both of these cameras. And just as previously, I have the blinds completely blacked out at the front of my window, so there's no natural light coming in from front. We've only got the monitors lighting myself up. On the back, I have a window giving some more natural light into the room. And as we can see, both of these video qualities look great. Considering this is backlit, we've got the purple light going on. I think, yeah, both of these come very close, and I actually do love how both of these cameras look. AI tracking on both of them, as you can see, works great. It looks absolutely fantastic. Both of the cameras do a good job in keeping up where I'm walking around in the room. My chair. And I think overall, what I can tell is the OBSBOT, I feel like the quality looks a bit clearer. Let's do another autofocus test. So here we've got our box again. And interestingly, similar results too with the Link 2C and our Meet 2. The video quality just looks a little bit less grainy on the OBSBOT, which I personally prefer a lot more over having that ISO noise. So just one more time, especially if I hold up this box, for example, with the white, we can really tell, yeah, how that grain is being added and how the colors are actually a bit more natural on our OBSBOT, which I really prefer. I think it looks great. So I'd say with that test concluded, we can then continue on with the video. And here we are just one more time on our OBSBOT Tiny 2 Lite, and I just wanted to try out the tracking feature one more time here in full screen so we can get a little bit of a better idea how the AI tracking is working when I am walking around in the room and presenting something to you. So let me just grab again the box. So when I'm presenting here the box, it tries to keep it quite nicely in frame, and autofocus again works excellent. I've got the key light turned on again just to get that more studio lighting, so I think if you have a nice gaming setup, you would probably have one of these setups, and it is excellent for showcasing products here with our autofocus. And now I am standing right at the back of the room, and we can just try out how the AI tracking is working, and I think, I love it. It does such a good job at doing this tracking stuff. Yeah, what a banger. Alright, and now what I'm interested in is how does the video quality between our Meet 2, which I have got here on, this is going to be weird, which I have on one side the Meet 2, and on the other side I've got our Tiny 2 Lite, which is our gimbal camera. So yes, as you can see, I can enable the tracking feature on the gimbal camera, and yeah, the gimbal will start moving around following me within the frame, whereas the Meet 2 will just stay static, which is on this side. And yeah, video quality wise, they do look pretty much identical. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same sensor, but video quality does look really great on both of these cameras. It's really clear, it's 4K, and it's pretty much everything that you can ask from a really nice webcam. I do love our Tiny 2 Lite for that gimbal functionality, if you want that bit more dynamic stream. So yeah, the reframing function is super cool because it just, it tracks you, and it's just so nice to like always be perfectly centered in the frame. However, video quality wise, they both do look great, so I would definitely pick the one depending on your use case. And now what I'm also really interested in is how do these webcams compare to the most popular webcams? So I've prepared a few webcams to try out, and I think let's just get that set up and try out the comparison. Alright, and now we have started recording, and here we have all three of the webcams. This is kind of a crazy setup, but what I've got going on here is, so on the furthest to the left we've got our Tiny 2 Lite, in the middle of the video we've got the Insta360 2C, and right at the end we have here our famous and classic trusty Logitech C920 HD. And basically, as you can see, kind of an unfair comparison between the Logitech and the two 4K cameras. I do actually love how both of the video qualities look. On the left side does quite a nice job of keeping the colors looking a bit more natural and the video not looking over sharpened, which is especially apparent. For example, if I hold up something like my camera, you can have a look at the detail here that the webcams kind of preserve. I think both of these cameras look great. Coming to the last one, which is the Logi C920, I'm so sorry, but yeah, it really doesn't look good. So, especially if you've got this very strange side-by-side view, I'm not sure what's going on with the colors on the Logitech. The quality is just so much worse. The details are completely blurred out, so the video looks smudgy, even with plenty of light. So to be honest, there's not really much going for the Logi at this point. So I think this is more of a battle of which video quality do you prefer most based on your preferences. And now just for fun, we've got on the left side our OBSBOT camera, and on the other side the C920 Logi cam. And yeah, you can see the difference between these video qualities. It is night and day. And yeah, you can see things are just sharp, detailed. You can recognize textures in certain things. For example, my hoodie, you can see the pleats. Things like that. So I would say if you have a C920 and you're looking to upgrade your camera, absolute recommendation from my side. And here we would have some test footage and also audio of the Meet 2 camera with its dual stereo microphone. And yeah, you can get a little bit of an idea how the audio quality sounds of both the microphones in these webcams. Also, you can see the footage here is with completely natural daylight, just to get a bit of a better idea how these cameras perform in a more natural lighting scenario. And if you want to spice up the video quality a little bit, you can turn on something like the Elgato key light and just provide a bit more lighting to get that more studio video quality look. And yes, you can get an idea how the video quality looks with the key light turned on, providing just a little bit more of a fill light here on the side and making the video just feel a bit more crispy and clear. Overall, yes, I really do love how this video quality looks. Even in natural daylight, I think it looks great. However, I do love just having that additional light from the key light just to make the video look a little bit more professional. Do let me know in the comments below what you think of the quality. And there we would have it. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it was useful for you. Do let me know in the comments below which webcam you've liked the most and which quality you think looked best to you. And as always, thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. And of course, don't forget to hit the like as well. It really helps the channel out a lot. And thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.